bottom line, there's two approaches to that. The bottom line is the women get results that they talk about, and the midwives feel happy that it's safe, and that you will be a practitioner who will refer to them if they're going to be something that's not safe, like signs of preeclampsia or gestational diabetes, that you can pick up a few things, and that you're not diagnosing as a midwife, but you're saying, hey, I'm a bit concerned because this blood pressure is a little bit high, and then they can follow
Can you have
through.
A look at it?
Or this woman has said some things that I feel, I'm just a bit worried how emotionally she's coping with the pregnancy. So you're actually just aware of the problems, and you're happy to refer to them. So you're safe. That the patients give really good feedback, that they feel really looked after. And then up on the top level is that there is research to support your practice. And this won't prove that acupuncture works. A lot of people think research is, because I've just been immersed in it for, the last 4 years. I don't think the value of research is proving anything. Even in Western medicine, it never proves anything, it just answers a question. It's the fact that you can show it's safe. So even if the results were not statistically significant, you could still say, look, there's a group that received acupuncture had no increased rates of miscarriage. They had no increased rates of stillbirth compared to the woman in the control group. So at least it was safe. And I think we're coming back to that idea of fear. Things do happen in pregnancy. Women will miscarry, babies will die, women will age. So you're working from that understanding of a Western medicine breakdown. This does occur sometimes, and sometimes there aren't good explanations for it, but that acupuncture does not cause these to occur any more frequently than occurs naturally. So you do have to be equipped to have that research behind you to show.
So it's almost a reassurance tool, more than a credibility tool.
It's like there is, and Western medicine practitioners will know these rates. They know what the rates are. They know what the risk factors are, and they're not concerned, and they don't think acupuncture is dangerous. So
it's interesting, getting back to that idea of fear. When I think about what a pregnant woman goes through from an obstetric perspective, in terms of being poked and prodded and internal ultrasounds, and we're worried about acupuncture, do you know what I mean? Like, and given medications and so on and so forth. It just doesn't make sense in some ways.
Well, it's a very, I really enjoy working in pregnancy, obviously, but one of the things is you see a lot of women who would never consider acupuncture, but they're in a lot of pain or they've got some problems, and they are so surprised at how relaxing and nice it is. I think it does a lot of good PR work, because then they will go back to their families and they will...
Back to their obstetrician.
And they will talk about acupuncture in a different way. So they sort of come in very scared and very worried about needles, and walk out feeling chilled out and relaxed and very... So I think it is a good marketing exposure to people who might normally not seek out acupuncture. And there is a kind of a movement around looking at complementary health and saying sometimes people come to it because they're drawn towards complementary health. Sometimes people come to it just because they're so dissatisfied with the care that they've been offered. And I think we see a lot of that in pregnancy. There's not necessarily people coming because they love the idea of having acupuncture.
In fact, quite the opposite, I would have thought.
But that they just don't know what else to do, and they don't want to take medication. So
it's interesting. How important is the practitioner-patient relationship? Now, it's a dumb question, obviously. It is important.
I think it's we need to think about acupuncture as a package, and it's where all the research is moving towards these pragmatic trials where you can do whatever you're diagnosed within bounds. You can't sort of necessarily do crystal acupuncture, but you can do acupuncture diagnosis that's recognised. Like in my study, I had 29 patients to choose from, and hundreds of points, and I just diagnosed how I wanted. So moving away from some narrow point prescriptions, and moving away from the idea that it's only about the needles, because it obviously isn't, and it works together.
Because I think one of the strongest feedbacks I've noticed is that, and I'm hoping you'll back me up on this, is that the standard obstetric or even midwifery care model doesn't have the patient-practitioner relationship at its core.
Well, in New Zealand, we have independent midwives. So we have an independent midwifery practice that does very much go on this patient-centered approach. I know it's different in Australia, I've just been in America, it's very different there. England has some of it, Canada also has this patient-centered care, midwifery focus, where they're working in partnership with women, but they still like the acupuncture. I still think it's very important. Even if they've got a midwife, we're offering them something that's quite different, and we're often normalising their body, and I think we're giving women information that their body can move a little bit better. And that we're sort of saying to them, this is what you can do to help with this, and we're giving them really different perspective on diet and lifestyle advice. We're giving them the chance to see how their bodies react energetically. So it's a completely different type of therapeutic relationship. I think it's important even when they have got a good relationship with their caregiver, because they see us as being a little bit different, and we give them a different perspective.
Which is great, which is our strength, right?
And we talk, Chinese medicine is full of preventative care. We do it really well. We say to people, you don't have to do 10 perfect things every day. We say, for you it's really important that you think about what you eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
For you, it's really important that you think about how you're going to relax. And we use our diagnosis to talk to them about meaningful lifestyle changes that they can make. Instead of giving them a list of 10 things, eat 5 fruit and vegetables, do 20 minutes exercise a day, we narrow it down, we discuss it with them. I like the idea we frame it for them, we put it in a different perspective for them. So they go away thinking, well, I could do this.
Yeah, it's manageable.
Yeah, it's manageable. So my big thing, as you know, is getting the incomplete woman to relax. And it's just, you can't tell them to do 20 minutes meditations. That's not going to work. So we have to find ways of helping them do 5 minutes, or have something that they use to cut down that fire that's consuming the yin, or to nourish the yin. So I think that's really that therapeutic relationship is just important. I'd say it's 50-50 for me. No matter how fantastic I feel about my treatment, if they walk out of the room and just completely ignore everything, how much have you really shifted? So I think it's very important. Absolutely.
Tell me, Debra, where to next? I know you've been running these studies and so on. And what's next on the horizon?
I have, because I've only just posted off my PhD for examination, and then I still
congratulations, that's
exciting. I still have to have the replies. And I've just finished, and then I was straight into preparing for these lectures tours. So basically, I'm here, and I'm going to go home and take a deep breath
and have a rest
and think about what I would like. What's come up talking for me lately is I would like, which is why I'm so interested in your online ideas, how you get experienced practitioners sharing information. So moving beyond, I still think there's people come through, what I think is useful that hopefully have contributed to is helping people feel more confident about treating pregnancy through the book and the seminars. And that's a good level, but I'd like to move it forward in terms of, these are treatments I find useful with the midwives. It's not really about my own practice, it's about the fact that if midwives can practice and get good results using this, that other acupuncturists can do even better. So I have my lens on it, 8 Principles lens. There's a huge amount of diversity in Chinese medicine. There's a huge amount of people who think creatively about how to treat and are able to take Western medicine and adapt it to their Chinese medicine principles in a way that I wouldn't think of, just because of our different styles. And I think I would like to encourage that. And I'd like it to move forward we're trying to set up ways that we could perhaps get case histories, templates, so that there has to be some way of actually getting experienced practitioners sharing their experience, so that we can move forward and it will become a really strong branch of Chinese medicine. Because there isn't one book how to treat sore backs.
No.
And there's not one, idea.
There's probably hundreds of backs.
Yeah,
hundreds of books.
And I mean, I don't just mean there's not even there's 4 pregnancy books. So there's not just 4 books on treating shoulders or how to treat emotional disorders. And there's a diversity of ideas that makes it vibrant and there and a real branch of Chinese medicine. So I would like to see how we could move forward in that way, and I've just met through, I'm just so fortunate and lucky I get to meet fantastic practitioners who have also been working in this field for 20 years and working in hospital clinics and practices, and I would just like, I think that their experiences need sharing as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my future as well, so we keep a hospital clinic running and we need to produce data and stuff from that and write up my own stuff, but I really want to encourage other people to write or contribute to, I'm still stuck in this, like I don't have an iPad, so it's like I can't access this journal, I can't get this, access this journal because I'm just still an online person, but there have to be ways of using technology to get people to share so that other people can
benefit from the experience
of it. I think that's really important. So that's a new direction. That's where I'd like to see it go. I'd like in 10 years' time to be having a discussion with people who are doing different things with acupuncture and pregnancy, and we can have this. And I also like when I meet these experienced practitioners, it's a sharing thing, and we can disagree. That's not a problem. It's Chinese medicine is vibrant. It's full of different ideas. So long as we all have a rationale for what we're doing, we're not just plucking it out of thin air. We're actually working our own processes through. I think that's really healthy.
Absolutely.
So,
Deborah, thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, lovely chatting to you. And what I'll do is put a link to Deborah's website or contact details, and that way, if people are interested in your research, perhaps your books, they can contact you through the magazine.
Yeah, excellent. I'm happy to answer questions, and I particularly like it if people want to write about send me difficult things they're struggling with in the clinic. So just about collecting that information. Can I just end by saying
yes, please.
Pregnancy to me has huge potential. Treatment of pregnancy, acupuncture. And just to be aware that even though we can talk about fertility and like 1 in 4 women have trouble getting pregnant, it means the others don't. There will always be thousands more
who are pregnant.
Women who are pregnant who are putting up with conditions or not knowing they could prepare for a more efficient labour, the preventative work we do. So I'd just like to encourage practitioners to go and talk about what they can do.
That's terrific. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah.